Severe weather hits the front range.
The hood of their truck looks like someone took a ball-peen hammer to it.
A strong spring storm moves through Colorado, bringing the threat of tornadoes, strong winds, large damaging hail as well for the metro.
It was crazy. All hell broke loose.
And snow in the high country.
Plus, storm damage to your home or car can be costly.
Hail is our most expensive insured catastrophe.
What you need to know before filing an insurance claim.
With our booming population, we just have more cars, more roofs in the path of the hail.
All right, we start with a live look outside. Dark clouds over the metro. We have seen strong storms. We have seen tornado warnings all afternoon.
And in fact, this is a check of the current radar, which is not as colorful as it was earlier this afternoon. We've had a busy day and all sorts of events happening across Colorado. This video shows all of the hail that fell. This was about an hour and a half ago in the Castle Pines area, and you can barely see the street. Hail is covering the grass.
And we are getting a lot of video, a lot of photos from viewers. Thank you all very much showing the hail and the rain. We've got them from everywhere. This crazy hail. Centennial, Roxborough, Parker. In fact, Elbert County reported golf ball size hail just about half an hour ago. I'm glad you're with us tonight on this very busy Denver 7 News at 5 tonight. I'm Shannon Ogden.
I'm Ann Trujillo. Glad you're joining us. We have team coverage for you today at 5. Let's first check in once again with Chief Meteorologist Mike Nelson. You have been busy tracking all these storms, Mike.
In just a second. So first of all, I want to start with the temperatures because we're going to tell a story about what's happening across the state. And if you look at this, let me pop up that temperature map. Look at the numbers we have out there. It's in the 80s to the southeast, almost 90 degrees earlier at Lamar, only in the 50s in Denver. So a huge temperature contrast across the area. This is what it looked like in time lapse in Denver as the storms moved in. We were lucky in Denver that the worst of it was just east of the downtown area. This is what it looks like with heavy rain falling right now out at DIA. This is part of our exclusive Viera wireless camera network. We have 100 different cameras all across the eastern plains that can help us zoom in and show you where the severe weather is. And right now, the worst of it is right out here east of Bennett around the Deer Trail area. That is a tornado warning in effect until 5:15. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning around the Deer Trail area and down over northwestern sections of Elbert County. Now that tornado warning is one of about a dozen that we've had since about 1:30 this afternoon. None of them have dropped a tornado. These are all radar indicated. In other words, rotating thunderstorms that could produce a tornado. Brand new severe thunderstorm warning now in effect around Yuma and Ray. We've had one in effect till 5:30. We've now extended until 6 o'clock as these storms are going to roll on through the Ray area. And to the west, it's winter weather advisories in the mountains, tornado watch here. This is a severe thunderstorm watch over southeastern Colorado. And so in the mountains, we're going to see perhaps a foot of snow, if not a little bit more. Our weather headlines going forward, strong storms early, rain tonight and Thursday, heavy mountain snow. It stays cool and unsettled through the weekend. I'll be back with more details as needed throughout this newscast, and we'll have your full 7-day in about 15 minutes.
All right, we know you will, and thanks for all your work today, Mike. And as you saw from the camera Mike showed us, weather is fouling up air travel out at DIA. FlightAware has about 500 delays so far today, and the FAA issued a ground stop about 9:30 this morning because of low visibility, and that was lifted though after a few minutes.
Well, we have several crews out and about. Denver 7's Brian Wang keeping an eye on conditions in southeast Aurora. Brian, what are you seeing on the roads out there now?
Well, we have just passed through a lot of stop-go traffic. We're near the Aurora Reservoir. This is an area that saw a lot of hail just dump in this area. In fact, if you look closely off to the sidewalk and the grass areas there on the sidewalk, you would see little patches of what appears to be snow. That is actually hail. About 20-30 minutes ago, we had viewers send us some footage from this area showing it just dumping over here, and this is one of those areas that had a tornado warning in the early 4 p.m. hour before it was lifted a little closer to 5 o'clock. So that's what you're seeing on the right side of the sidewalk here. We've also been seeing heavier clouds and lightning in the area. Again, some stop-go traffic, some pockets of rain. Things are In general, though, moving pretty smoothly here. We are getting a little closer to Colorado E470. We have been getting reports of some heavier hail in that area. We should be there within the next 5 or 10 minutes. And as soon as we kind of see what those conditions are, we'll bring it to you live, guys.
All right, well, you guys stay safe out there. Thank you, Brian.
All right, let's head up further north now. North part of the metro. Denver 7's Rob Harris is up there. What's it look like north of here, Rob?
So Shannon, not too much activity yet. A lot of those people who are living north of the metro have been kind of watching and waiting to see when the storm might hit them today. We were through the Frederick and Firestone area. They got hit by a lot of hail last night, and we saw some cleanup today, just a lot of leaves across many driveways from the hail last night. So we're watching to see if that's going to happen again. Not yet, though. So I'll show you right now. We're heading south on Highway 85. Going to be pulling into Brighton here pretty quick, and sort of spitting rain at this point, but we're not seeing any heavy rain here yet where we are, which is again heading south on 85 towards Brighton. But you can maybe see off in the distance here in the camera that kind of dark layer of clouds is making its way sort of north and east. So that's what a lot of people up here are kind of bracing for a little bit and just keeping tabs on the severe thunderstorm warnings and the tornado warnings when they were in effect, again making their way north and east. But as of right now, though, we're not seeing too much activity here yet, just waiting for that to get up here. Guys.
All right, Rob, thank you very much. I think your luck will eventually run out, but we'll see you then. We appreciate your work today. Going to continue our team coverage with Denver 7's Danielle Kreuter. She's been all over the metro, right now in Aurora.
All right, Danielle, so in your travels today, have you seen any damage so far?
Well, fortunately not yet, although we have kind of been following the path of the storm. It just moved out of Aurora, and if you look around, you can see a little bit of what happened while it was moving through. You can see some leaves kind of knocked off the trees. If you take a look, it's mostly this pea-sized hail, but every so often you can see one of these larger hailstones. So these can definitely do some damage if they hit the right thing. This one, fortunately, just on the rocks. If you walk over here, though, you can see across the street there is still some hail on roofs. I've been kind of keeping my eyes peeled as we were driving in, seeing no glass shattered, fortunately, no big dents in cars, so hopefully it moved through pretty quickly. And if you take a look at the roads, you can see there's not very much hail piled up, so it should be smooth for our commute. I know there was a big concern when severe weather moves through and a lot of people will be on the roads, but fortunately, at least here in Aurora, things are moving pretty smoothly. Live in Aurora, I'm Danielle Kreuter, Denver 7.
Hopefully things are getting calmer out there. Thank you, Danielle.
And this is what Rob was referring to earlier. This is the hail in Erie overnight. Look at that. It looks like snow. It looks like a lot of snow. The National Weather Service says the hail was up to 2 inches in diameter.
And this is the aftermath. Left behind, look at this, cars dented and damaged with some windows and windshields completely smashed. Now, hailstorms in Colorado, well, they have caused literally billions of dollars in damage over the years. Rocky Mountain Insurance Information Association put together a list of the costliest hailstorms in our state. So taking a closer look now, the worst hailstorm happened in the metro area 6 years ago. This was back in 2017. And it caused $2.3 billion in damage. One storm in July of 2009, that one caused nearly $770 million. And there was a third in the metro. It caused $625 million in damage. That one was back in 1990.
Hail is no joke around here. Stay with Denver 7 as we keep an eye on this severe weather. And remember, you can get weather updates anytime sent right to your phone. Just download the free Denver 7 News app.
All right, let's bring in Mike Nelson once again as we are tracking these storms that just keep popping up, Mike.
Yeah, and you might remember that one as the 7-11 hailstorm, Ann, as we had big hail right here at Denver 7, 1990. in early July. And we are in the season now. This is a time lapse this afternoon showing the storm clouds coming through the Denver metro area, the rain coming through. We were luckier this time in the metro downtown. Most of the heavier weather was on the southeast side of town. Mentioned our Viero camera network out on the eastern plains. This is Ray, and the rain is coming down in Ray, and that's the reason why they are right in the middle of a severe thunderstorm warning currently in Ray. That goes until 6 o'clock tonight. These are the active severe thunderstorm warnings east of Denver, and a tornado warning that is just east of the Bennett area. Again, it is radar indicated, but you notice this little thing right there looks like a little fish hook. That's a hook echo, and that's something that we watch very carefully because that actually shows the rotation pulling that storm around a little bit, and that's right in that spot. If a tornado were to drop, that would be the most likely spot. So if you know anybody that lives out there, send them a text or call them on the phone because they might not be watching. I hope they've already tuned in, and just say, hey, turn on Channel 7 because we have some really heavy weather that's occurring around your friends' or relatives' neighborhoods. Now, tornado watch, northwest Colorado, severe thunderstorm watch, southeast Colorado, both until 9 o'clock tonight. This winter weather advisory in the mountains, that goes until midnight Friday morning for up to a foot of snow expected in the mountains from the cold side of this storm system. Our main weather headlines moving forward, we have some strong storms early tonight with heavy rain tonight and periods of heavy rain tomorrow. But tomorrow will not be a severe weather day for the I-25 corridor. The threat of the severe weather heads farther to the east from mainly about Akron and Yuma down toward Burlington and off into Kansas. Heavy mountain snows, central northern mountains mainly along and east of the Continental Divide, where we could see as much as 15 inches of snow up at Loveland Ski Area, which closed on Sunday. Cool and unsettled weather is expected to continue through the Mother's Day weekend. I'll be back with your full 7-day forecast coming up here in about 7 or 8 minutes. Let's go to Rob.
Yeah, hey Mike, so we just pulled into Brighton. We're heading down 85, kind of heading towards the storm actually, because we've been driving through the northern area of the metro, made it up as far as Frederick and Firestone, where they haven't really seen the storm today yet. They saw plenty of action overnight, and there was still some cleanup with that, with the leaves on driveways and even on the streets a little bit. Even some hail. We got some pictures in from people who are still seeing the hail in their yards. Again, nothing yet though today in those northern area parts. So we were coming down 85 south into Brighton, where likewise we aren't seeing a lot of rain yet. We are seeing the wind pick up a little bit, so it could be a sign that the storm is getting closer here, but just barely raining here at this point right now in Brighton, with the clouds, that kind of dark clouds you can see beyond the trees there on your screen, slowly making its way north and east, it seems, and that's what we're watching for here. But as of right now though, roads are dry, wind's picking up a little bit, but no significant problems yet. We're waiting for that storm to get here and see what the impacts could be with that. Send it back to you guys.
Piccadilly. And our crew is over in southeast Aurora. We are near the Aurora Reservoir, where we have been seeing a lot of hail. It stopped about 20 minutes ago, but if you take a look at your screen right there, all that white stuff you see kind of on the roadway and along the sides is hail. Drifts of hail in Aurora. We had viewer footage showing us what this area looked like. We're talking about a little bit larger than pea-sized hail in this area. We know that there is much more. There are much more drifts of hail along E470, but you can see as we get closer there, we're about a mile away from there. The roadways here are just covered in hail right now. Right now we're pulling up on Chenango Avenue and still on Piccadilly here. You know, the traffic has been pretty good so far, surprisingly, but again, these are surface streets. As we get closer to E470, I will not be shocked to see a lot more traffic in that area. So we're about a mile away, 4 or 5 minutes. We'll show you what it looks like live as soon as we get there, guys.
All right, Brian, thank you for that update.
All right, let's see what's going on out at the airport. We showed you the live picture of it earlier, and it has been pretty bumpy, understandably, out at Denver International Airport. We've had 500 delays so far. I'm guessing that that could be extended. How ugly it's getting out there. There was a ground stop also briefly this morning. Of course, that's been long gone.
All right, let's go back to Mike Nelson with an update on what is happening right now, Mike.
Okay, thank you guys. So we're looking at some of stuff here on radar, and I'm going to get you a nice new shot of the camera out at DIA here in just a moment. So give me just a second to punch that up here. All right, just move the angle around a little bit, and it'll probably move while we're talking about it. So again, we have severe thunderstorm warning out in Yuma County. Pretty much the whole county is under a warning, specifically around the Ray area. Then we have these storms that are continuing just to the east of us, and let me pop up that shot from DIA. Take just a second to load that baby up. There we go. Wet weather at the airport for sure. And the storm that is out there is kind of passing a little bit off the worst of it past the airport, but still a lot of activity going on just east of DIA. And so you imagine if you're incoming flights, you got to go all around all of this stuff. So that's going to clog it up quite a bit for quite a while because of the thunderstorm activity that's out on that part of the state. So we don't have a lot of vectors they can choose from to go around here. Statewide, tornado watch will continue until 9 o'clock tonight, northeast part of the state. We have those warnings that continue out in southwestern Nebraska and up in the northeast corner of Colorado. Not really getting anything yet down here as far as warnings, but it's been in the 80s there today, even though we stayed in the 50s in the Denver area. So with that, there's just a whole lot of moisture that's been pouring into this storm system as it comes in. Colder air back to the west, and that's where the winter weather advisories are in effect. The weather headlines, the strong storms early tonight, the rain, the heavy mountain snow, and sadly, it's going to stay cool and unsettled, it looks like, through the weekend. So I don't have a lot of great news on that side of things. As far as the weather conditions today in Denver, with the storms, it could have been worse if we had had a little more heat out there, because our temperatures only reached up to 64 today, and that's 5 degrees cooler than the average. So far in the rain gauge out at DIA, it's 0.16 inches of precipitation, and it's chilly out there now. It's 54 degrees with 90% relative humidity. The barometer is rising with the passage of the thunderstorms. The winds have calmed only slightly. They were up to about 30 miles an hour. They've dropped back to 17 miles per hour. So for the next several hours, it's rain and thunderstorms. I think the threat of the biggest severe weather is going to be east of the Denver metro area, but we'll still have plenty of rain and some thunder. On the big map, we have the front right here. So we have all this warm air just down south feeding on into this low pressure system. Cooler air to the north in the Denver area, but that convergence right along that warm front is where we had the big thunderstorms develop. And we oftentimes do that with a strong springtime low pressure system. So I've been talking about this for about 5 days that was coming in, and indeed it has come in, and it's speaking loudly. Heavy rains possible overnight, heavy snow above 9,500 feet. Cool temperatures tonight, just in the mid-40s to near 50 expected on the plains, some mid-50s southeast, and 30s up in the mountains where there will be some snow. It'll be wet and heavy snow. So if you're going up 285 in the morning or up 70, watch out for that, because once you get up above about 9,000 feet, you're going to really get some slushy road conditions. In the morning tomorrow, still some periods of heavy rain. By midday, I'm going to step out of the way, more of the same, but not severe. It looks like the severe threat will be out at extreme eastern Colorado and off into Kansas, but certainly a soggy day coming up for Thursday with the snow continuing in the mountains. And look at the moisture on this thing. Break it down at about 9,000, 9,500 feet to the west in the mountains, and it gets really heavy when you get up Winter Park and around Loveland, over a foot of snow possible. On the plains, a good spring rain. This is not bad news in the sense of we'll take the moisture. Clearly, we prefer it to come in liquid form and not in golf ball sized hail, but 2 inches of water is pretty handy for our spring flowers and our lawns. Tomorrow's a chilly day, though, just in the low to mid 50s at lower elevations, and we'll see 40s expected up into the mountains. And statewide tomorrow, 67 out west at Grand Junction. They're like, oh, this hasn't been that bad a day. 70 down at Cortez. They miss out on the brunt of this thing, but the eastern part of the state, not very nice for tomorrow. rain, mountain snow. There's the severe storm threat. Probably look again, Yuma County, maybe parts of Washington County, and certainly severe storms tomorrow out toward North Platte and the Goodland, Kansas area. They'll be close to that warm air associated with the low pressure system. You might hear our weather radio going off again. I'll check that in just a second. Showery and cool on Friday, showery and cool on Saturday. And Mom, sorry about that. Not very nice for Mother's Day, as it'll stay kind of rainy and cool. It really takes us a while to get back into some better weather conditions. We'll keep the action day tomorrow because of the wet roads, the mountain snow, the stronger storms on the eastern plains. Just take it back to cool and showery Friday. Might see a little sun. Not much sun for the weekend. Mid to upper 50s expected. By Monday, back to partly cloudy, and it ought to look really nice by Tuesday. Very green and lush, 72 and mostly sunny. Back to a few afternoon storms Wednesday and 75. I'm going to check this again here. This is a brand new warning, and that is a severe thunderstorm warning. I'll get the radar clicked back up here. Actually, would you just take weather 1 real quick back up in the control room, and we'll zoom this radar around a little bit. Okay, let's see if we can. Severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Morgan County and eastern Adams County, and that's until 6 o'clock. Storm is about 25 miles south of Fort Morgan. We have a camera in Fort Morgan, so we'll get that punched up here in just a bit. It's moving to the north at 30. Ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds. Adena, 12-mile corner included in this, and eventually we'll get that up toward the Fort Morgan and Brush area, probably between 6 o'clock and about 6:15. As I've been saying on these storms, and we mentioned it even last night when I was on the air at about 10 after 11, if you're ahead of this hail producer and you can get out there and move your equipment inside, your car, your motorcycle, any lawn furniture, your flowers, get it under cover, great idea, because the damaging hail, as we saw in Erie and in Dacono and Frederick and Firestone last night. And if you can't get your vehicle inside, what you want to do is, if you have a heavy comforter, maybe an old one that your grandmother had or something that you don't mind getting beaten up in the hail, maybe it becomes your hail blanket, cover up whatever you don't want to have busted up by the hail with that comforter, and that will certainly give your car a little more comfort, if you'll pardon the pun, but also might save you a lot of money. Now, I'll also point out on this, if you know people in these areas that are either in the tornado warning affected area or severe thunderstorm warning affected area that might not be watching TV, text them or call them and say, turn on Channel 7 and take a look at what's happening, because we have some pretty heavy weather moving through. Katie, if you'll move that radar back a little bit toward the Denver area again, I'll just talk a little bit more about that. Over here, we're not seeing nearly as much concern anymore. The threat of the severe weather has kind of moved off a little bit farther to the east of us now, because it's cooler here, so we don't have as much energy in the atmosphere. Out here, this is the leading edge of that warmer air on the eastern plains, so that's what's feeding the instability into the storms. We'll get some rain, even some thunder yet this evening along the I-25 corridor, but by far the worst of this is now out on lighter populated areas of the eastern plains. Good friends out there, great people, and so we're going to continue to give this coverage on you, because these are some nasty storms that have had a history of producing large hail, and we've had about a dozen tornado warnings already throughout the afternoon. None of them have touched down. It has all been rotating thunderstorms. In other words, that entire thunderstorm is doing a spin, and that spin can then produce a tornado. We can see the rotation because the Doppler, and that Doppler is located just out at Front Range Airport, just to the east of DIA. When the Doppler radar sends out a radar beam, it not only bounces off the raindrops and hailstones, it also can tell how quickly that rain or hail is either moving toward the radar or away from the radar. And if you think about it, when you hear a train go by or a race car, it goes as it goes by, because as that race car is moving toward you, the sound waves are coming toward you, they're bunching up. The pitch, the frequency is higher. Once it passes by, they're stretching out. The frequency or pitch is lower. So that sound is the Doppler principle. And we can do the same thing, not with sound, but with microwave energy, a radar beam. And so when we shoot that out into the thunderstorm, we can tell areas where the rain and the hail are quickly moving toward the radar or away from the radar. Think about that. The radar sees this, which is actually that happening in the thunderstorm. So when we say a radar indicated tornado, what we're seeing is a rotating thunderstorm that could produce a tornado. Now, some of the top storm chasers in the United States live in the Denver area. Between two of my friends that I know very well, they've seen over 1,200 tornadoes. One lives in Bennett, one lives in the Denver area. They're out there right now. They're right along this leading edge of these storms, and they're watching very carefully. They know exactly what to look for. And so if there was any tornado being dropped out there, we would know about it. We'd bring you that information. We stay on the air during these events because the skies are scary, and we get a lot of new people moving into Colorado that don't get our high plains weather, and you hear stuff like golf ball size hail, baseball size hail, tornado warnings. It's pretty scary. And so we will stay on the air as long as we need to set your mind at ease. Today, we had a dozen tornado warnings. Not one single tornado actually sighted or touched down. That doesn't mean a false alarm. That is just being very careful because it's the time of year now that we can get severe thunderstorms that produce tornadoes. The Windsor tornado that occurred back in 2006, if I'm not mistaken, occurred in May, and it was an EF3. If you know anything about the Fujita tornado scale, that's a pretty strong tornado, and it caused a lot of damage and caused one fatality. So we can get large and destructive tornadoes, although they're less common here than they are in other parts of the country, such as down across the south in the Gulf Coast area. We had those awful tornadoes about a month or 6 weeks ago. We are under the tornado watch. That's in effect until 9 o'clock tonight. There's also an aerial flood watch with all this rain. You see that area up here in green? That goes until 6 a.m. on Monday. The blue out here, that is the winter weather advisory until midnight Friday morning, and we will continue to monitor this massive spring storm system. Also flood out here in the green. That's mostly from high rivers from the snow melt and down to the south. Just to throw in good measure, this area here, that's a fire weather warning that's also in effect over southeastern Colorado because they've had warm, dry weather. They also have a severe thunderstorm watch in the same area. So look at all these. These are tornado warnings here in northwest Kansas. This is our single tornado warning here in Colorado. And then severe thunderstorm warnings heading up to the Fort Morgan area now and extending up across the northeast corner of the state and southwestern Nebraska. That's about as colorful a map as I've seen in a while. I'm going to just pop back to the radar and just look at some social media posts as well. I'll keep you going here with the information. Let's see what we have here real quick. Okay, that's our camera at DIA still. And not seeing anything except near Strasburg. Some of the chasers out there are talking about very heavy rain falling in the area, but no tornadoes on the ground yet. But some of the people out that way have had a couple of cracked windshields because of the hail. It's one of the things when we issue a tornado warning and we say get away from the windows, and you want to do that not only for the tornado warning, but the large hail can also be very destructive. And so stay away from the windows because we have so many reports of broken glass that have come in from these storms over the last few hours, last night especially. So I'm watching the skies right now in Fort Morgan. We'll give that camera to you when we get back. I think we're listening to my ear. Do you want us to go to a break? Is that right? Anchors. Okay, I'm going to toss it back to Ann and Shannon.
Yes, I think it's severe weather season has officially started here in Colorado now that it's May. So crazy day with us.
And we have our crews all over the Front Range, including Bayan Wang, who is not in snow, that is hail in Aurora. Bayan?
Yeah, guys, I'm just trying to keep my balance here. Last thing I need to do is end up on a blooper reel right now. We found a pocket of southeast Aurora right across the street from Eagle Crest High School on the border of Centennial that has been filled with hail. It's not hailing right now, but you can see a bunch of a little larger than pea-sized hail throughout this entire parking lot, throughout Piccadilly Road right here. It's starting to rain again. When we got here about 15 minutes ago, we saw all this hail in the area, but no lightning, no rain. But now we're seeing way more activity in that front. I've probably seen 10 bolts of lightning in the area within the last 2 or 3 minutes here. Kind of off in the distance there off Piccadilly, we saw a police officer kind of pull over there. We're seeing him assist a vehicle that appears to be stuck right now. But in terms of traffic, pretty smooth in the southeast Aurora area right now. I don't know what you're seeing in the radar, Mike Nelson, but it's starting to come down over here a little bit.
All right, thanks, Brian. Nice job out there, everybody. Hope we're all staying safe. Here's the picture right now in Fort Morgan. There's a little weather station that we have on our tower out there, the Viero wireless camera system out there. The warning is just south of Fort Morgan, and that continues until 6 o'clock. The tornado warning, it's the last one that we have right now. That will expire at 5:30. So we are going to shift over and go to World News tonight. I'll continue to monitor all this in the Weather Center. We'll have full details coming up again at 6 o'clock. But this is the only tornado warning, fairly lightly populated area. This is back farther across the state. We're still under the tornado watch, but I think the biggest threat has gone east of Denver now. We will have full coverage coming up at 6 o'clock after World News.